Let me tell you something about my father, John. He's cut from a cloth they just don't make anymore. Born in 42, part of that silent generation that was taught you don't complain, you just work harder. He spent 40 years as a union machinist, a life of grit and gristle, of early mornings and coming home smelling of metal and oil. His one non-negotiable ritual, the thing that washed the day away and prepared him for the next, was his daily shower. And it had to be hot, so hot the bathroom mirror was fogged solid for an hour afterward. To him, that steaming hot shower wasn't just about getting clean. It was a medal he awarded himself each morning. It was proof of his vitality, a declaration that he was still up and at 'em. As he moved past 75 and then toward 80, the signs started appearing, though none of us really connected the dots. I'd see him in his favorite armchair in the evenings, unconsciously scratching his shins. His skin, especially on his legs, would get this dry, ashy look in the winter months. Darn central heating, he'd mutter. Or just dry skin, comes with the territory. We'd buy him bottles of Gold Bond lotion for Christmas, and he'd use them when he remembered, but it was like trying to water a desert with a thimble. We all just accepted it. Getting old means dry, itchy skin. End of story. The wake-up call came in the sterile, beige-colored room of a VA clinic during his annual checkup. A new doctor, a young fella named Dr. Evans, was taking his history. He was patient and thorough, and he asked about Dad's daily life. When my dad, with a hint of pride, mentioned his unshakable morning shower routine, Dr. Evans didn't offer the usual polite nod. He put down his pen. "John," he began, his voice gentle but firm, "let's talk about that. I want you to imagine your skin is like a beautiful, well-worn leather jacket, your favorite one. For the first 60 or 70 years, your body naturally kept that leather oiled and conditioned. It was tough, resilient." Dad nodded, liking the analogy. "He loves his old leather jacket, but now," Dr. Evans continued, "the conditioning factory isn't running on all cylinders anymore. It's producing less of those natural oils. So when you hit that jacket every single day with scalding hot water and a strong soap meant to kill germs, you're not just cleaning it. You're power washing away what little natural protection it has left. You're stripping it bare. That's why it's cracking. That's why it's itching. It's crying out for help." The image was so clear, so powerful. Suddenly, I saw Dad's dry skin not as an inevitable symptom of age, but as a direct result of a well-intentioned habit. The doctor went on to explain that our skin has a delicate ecosystem, like a little garden of helpful microbes that protect us. Dad's daily disinfecting was scorching the earth, leaving it vulnerable. But then, Dr. Evans leaned in, and his tone became even more serious. The elephant in the room wasn't just dry skin. "Honestly, John, what worries me more than the itch is the real estate," he said. "The bathroom is statistically the most dangerous room in the house for anyone over 65. I've seen it 100 times. A great guy, active, independent, living life, and one little slip on a wet floor changes everything. A broken hip isn't just a broken bone. For many, it's the end of living independently. It's the beginning of a life of depending on others for everything." He didn't have to say any more. For a man like my father, who built his own deck and still insists on mowing his own lawn, the word dependent is a fate worse than death. The idea of losing his self-sufficiency, of having to rely on me or anyone else for basic needs, that's his deepest fear. The doctor's words hung in the air, heavy and undeniable. The drive home was quiet. I wasn't going to lecture him. You don't lecture John. but I knew we had to have a real talk. That evening, after dinner, I didn't bring up the doctor. I just said, "Dad, can we talk strategy? About how to make sure you're calling the shots in this house for the next 20 years? That got his attention. Strategy. He was a man who understood plans and tactics. I didn't tell him to stop showering. Instead, I framed it as an upgrade to his self-preservation plan. Your daily shower is a risk, Dad. Every time you step into that tub, you're rolling the dice. We need to reduce the number of times you have to roll them. This isn't about being less clean. It's about being smarter, so you stay in command." It was a tough sell. There was grumbling. I'm not some invalid who needs a sponge bath. But the seed of fear, the fear of losing his independence, had been planted. So we made a deal. We started with the hardware. A Home Depot trip that weekend resulted in 2 heavy-duty steel grab bars bolted securely into the shower wall studs. He scoffed at them at first. Looks like a hospital. But the first time he used one to steady himself, the scoffing stopped. We added a high-quality shower chair. "I'm not sitting down in my own shower," he declared. 2 days later, I walked by the bathroom and saw him sitting on it, calmly washing his hair. Next, we tackled the routine. He agreed, reluctantly at first, to try showering every other day. On his off days, a simple, thorough wash-up at the sink with a warm cloth and mild soap would suffice. When he did get in the shower, he used lukewarm water and a moisturizing, unscented body wash we'd picked out. The transformation was gradual, but undeniable. Within a month, he stopped scratching. His skin looked healthier than it had in a decade. But the real change was one I could feel, not see. It was the quiet confidence he had when he walked out of the bathroom. It was the absence of that nagging worry in the back of my own mind. He had traded a bit of old habit for a huge amount of safety and control. He even started joking about it. "Saved a few bucks on the water bill this month," he'd say with a wink. If any of this sounds familiar to you, the dry skin, the pride in a lifelong routine, the unspoken fear of that one slip, I just wanted to share my dad's story. It's not about giving up or giving in. It's about being wise. It's about understanding that your body has new rules now. And strength isn't about fighting those rules, but about adapting to them with intelligence and foresight. Choosing to shower a little less could be the single biggest thing you do to ensure you're able to keep doing everything else you love on your own terms for all the years to come. It's a strategic retreat to win the war for independence, and there's nothing stronger than that.